the planet Venus, which is the ruling planet of the Taurus sign, has been moving through the Aquarius sign since the beginning of the year and will later move into the Pisces sign. Thus, Venus is located in the 10th astrological house of Taurus right from January 3rd. This means that from the beginning of this year, energy is waiting for Taurus, which means a shift in career and relationships, says the annual Taurus forecast. However, Venus also directs a helping hand to you, which is necessary for several Taurus people. With its transit at the beginning of the year, Venus directs your attention to your higher self, describes the yearly prediction. You are not only concerned with your career and encouraging your partner relationship. Your attention is also focused on the benefits you can get for yourself. And that through social contacts, which will be numerous with the arrival of this year. You know how to work with people, and you know how to assess their needs. You can get to know your surroundings through yourself, your loved ones, or your family. Venus later moves from the 10th to the 11th house of astrology. It means calm energies and a harmonious home atmosphere. Many a bull will appreciate such vibrations. Taurus is intensely connected with family and friends during the year, especially in the first decade of the year. The first half of the entire year, which Chinese astrology also describes as generally favorable, is caressed by positive energy. Overall, the prediction indicates a fruitful and prosperous year for every Taurus. The placement of Venus is favorable for most of the year. The one that, as the ruling planet, is responsible for many energies in the life of the second sign in order. Even the retrograde movement of the ruler Venus will not disturb Taurus this year. She will find herself in the 4th house of Taurus, where, however, the prediction does not predict any adverse effects. But on the contrary, Taurus has the ability to call love into life. Ideas will appear in your mind that will be beneficial, adds the Taurus prediction for the year. In the month of March, the Sun, Jupiter and Mercury enter the 12th house of Taurus. In this regard, the moment comes for Taurus when he should complete everything important. A more strongly occupied 12th house of astrology will be manifested by the completion of such things that require your diligence and imagination. This is provided by Venus placed in the 1st house. The placement of Jupiter in the 1st house of Taurus during May and June means understanding what you need. You perceive yourself, your feelings, and the demands of the world around you. This period is favorable for anyone looking for something new. It is a symbol of new meetings, but also of new demands towards oneself. This position of the planet Jupiter also indicates the bull's interest in something that he will build later. Will you start something new in May or June? Taurus forecast foretells that these steps are certainly waiting for you. If you are interested in love, the prediction also predicts certain changes in this direction. Taurus will feel the great influence of astrology on personal relationships throughout the year, especially for friendly and family relationships. However, even the life of a Taurus partner will not be boring and unchanging. Mercury retrograde, which will appear in the 5th house of Taurus from August 23rd to September 15th. This Mercury can mean problems in the company and disruption of partner relations. An inharmoniously placed Mercury will not allow you to develop emotions during this period. It also blocks the expression of love and understanding towards loved ones. Retrograde Mercury advises not to start new things, and try not to initiate quarrels and rifts, warns the Taurus personal relationship forecast. On the contrary, the second decade of the year is a more favorable period even for single ones, predicts forecast. October in particular seems to be favorable for love and will give Taurus the pleasure of developing relationships. They will be strengthened. Past matters related to love or Taurus emotions are harmonized. Strongly occupied astrological house number 7 by the planets Mars and Mercury, and also by the Sun, means smile and joy in a Taurus relationship. It also means an opportunity to get to know each other for single Taurus. In December, Taurus feels insecure and distracted. This is due to the action of various disturbing astrological transits. However, Venus, your ruler, is favorably placed. For this reason, the end of the year can provide you with a certain financial well-being, improvement of the financial budget. The position of December's retrograde Jupiter and Mercury can reduce Taurus's sense of happiness in their personal life, but also their sense of overall inclusion in society. However, the depressive states caused by the last month of this year can be overcome by the favorable vibrations of Venus and the Sun. However, it is also in Taurus's hands how to deal with sadder feelings. More about how to fight with inharmonious moments and unfavorable astrological aspects, the prediction will also tell you more in the health and energy section. In several parts, the annual prediction deals with how Taurus can grow personally, how they can make the most of the favorable astrological influences of this year. Taurus forecast will remind you of the power of the planets acting on your life through the confrontations you will fight with. You will try to manage them thanks to a balanced mind, which is important for this period. That is why breathing and relaxation exercises are a must, starting at the beginning of the year. These will encourage your psychological well-being and set you on the right path for this period, adds the annual prediction in the introductory specification of this year for the Taurus sign. Negative energies that Taurus feels in this year. In the early days of this year, Mercury moves retrograde through the 9th house of Taurus. The bull perceives this movement as a period when it is too far from its goal. Taurus focuses on the advice of others. Your self-confidence is blocked by this Mercury, so you rely more on others, warns Taurus prediction. These negative moments will last until Mercury flips into direct motion, until January 12th. From this date, things calm down. Again, you discover traditional attitudes towards life. Your mental state is again in line with your ideas and opinions. However, the absent-mindedness that will leave you after the departure of Mercury from retrograde action will still torment you in this year. In the first quarter, it is essential to give only good advice to others. The planets are in such a position that says that Taurus believes in facts that are not true. You can forward such information. You will thus cause chaos in the decisions and attitudes of others. Therefore, the prediction advises that you always check the facts and information that you pass on. In March, the prediction also draws attention to health problems, but you will learn more about them in other parts of the forecast. Mercury in the first house in retrograde motion will also test your patience from April 21st to May 15th. In this regard, the prediction warns single Taurus, who tend to look for relationships that are unnatural. The partner you are interested in is out of balance with your mental energy. However, such pitfalls await not only the unrepentant. Taurus must also be careful at work and in personal relationships. Your opinions on some important things can be childish and hasty. Some Taurus will also show up with karma that will remind you about the past. During this year, your ruler Venus will also manifest itself in a negative way. However, its backward movement from July to September is not invasive. However, it means an imbalance in Taurus personal and family relationships. This Venus will make you an introvert in certain ways. You will want to spend more time alone. However, the forecast advises Taurus not to avoid social events even during this period, and especially if they can move you forward in your career. You may also have trouble understanding other people. Taurus will also be extremely relational. You can explain many situations differently than they are intended. The prediction recommends that you spend time with and in these weeks among people with whom you feel comfortable. September, October, November and December are the months when Taurus will mainly deal with love and career. However, Jupiter, which nestles in the first house, will turn into a retrograde effect on Taurus in the first house from September. Especially from the beginning of the retrograde movement, Jupiter can cause Taurus unpleasant feelings. The prediction predicts that you will have a conflict with your past. Taurus can also get overly excited about an idea that doesn't even deserve your attention. You want to judge everyone. These negative vibrations towards your life have been calming down since the beginning of December, as the first phase of Jupiter retrograde is already fading. The last stage is more pleasant. You are once again identifying with your own philosophy of life. Positive energies that Taurus feels in this year. Looking at the astrological chart of this year for the sign Taurus, despite the negative points, the prediction is mostly favorable. There are several auspicious transits, and they outweigh the unfavorable ones the forecast describes. The month of February, for example, is perfectly distributed between work, Taurus personal life, financial improvement and progress in health. The second month of this year will therefore give you a sense of security. It will increase your level of happiness and enrich more than one Taurus with favorable news. You enjoy your time with your family to the fullest. You also think about the future, which is now brighter. Such joyful vibrations continue in March. In March, the 12th house is heavily occupied. This helps you in your belief in who you are, where you are going, describes Taurus forecast. Your confidence is built and strengthened. You appear in situations that you know how to evaluate well. You are among people among whom you are respected. The first quarter may be initially unstable under the influence of inharmonious Mercury. However, from a global point of view, the beginning of the year is extremely happy for the Taurus man and for the woman born under the sign of Taurus. Beautiful moments full of joy will put a smile on your face until April 20th. It is therefore a long period of joy, which the prediction evaluates as positive for every Taurus. A better way of expressing is also specific to April. The latter can help single and unemployed Taurus in new growth opportunities. June closes the first half of the year and once again with a nice harbinger. The Taurus forecast speaks of the good position of the ruler Venus, which resides together with Mars in the 4th house of Taurus. Favorable waves of joy and inspiration await you and your family members. They enjoy your presence and the positive atmosphere of the home. Venus will turn retrograde during July, but will not cause any irreparable damage. On the contrary, although August is marked as an introverted month for Taurus, it is blessed with calmness and balance. You find satisfaction even in the moments you spend alone. You feel inspired. The prediction predicts that the burden that has been bothering you for a long time will fall from you. The positive news is that people around you feel your positive energy and you are connected to each other on a higher level. This is how Taurus relationships become even stronger with the passing of summer. The second half of the year is more difficult for Taurus. However, October and the month of November fight against unfavorable astrological aspects by placing Mercury, the Sun and Mars in the 7th house. Venus is also in the 5th house of joy, creating a creative Taurus who feels passion and healthy impulsiveness. Taurus now has strength, inspirational, creative and physical. At the end of the year, the Taurus forecast also predicts adventure. Taurus forecast, love and relationships. The path to a harmonious relationship this year leads through openness and understanding. The love and relationship prediction predicts that your love situation may change from day to day. This is why Taurus must constantly work on good relations and understanding during the first and second half of this year. The position of Venus is favorable throughout the year. The necessity of the year will be to make new connections that will also encourage your ongoing relationship. The relationship and love prediction Taurus does not predict negative astrological influences in the year's first half. So you can look forward to stability in your personal relationship. You can also enjoy new friendships that come as the year progresses. The beneficial movement of Venus throughout is good news for every Taurus who wants to take a breather after more demanding moments. The beginning of the year is a symbol of gradual progress in Taurus personal relationships. However, in January forecast, Taurus warns against impulsive decisions related to a long-term relationship. They may not always be correct. Therefore, the good old rule applies: measure twice and cut once. And that also in communication with a partner. The power of astrological transits affecting love and interpersonal relations of Taurus will be felt throughout the year. However, the most intense changes in the relationship or significant shifts await you mainly in the second half of the year. In the first one, however, expect significant motivation coming from Mars, which gives a sense of security in the relationship. Thanks to this, you will avoid jealous scenes and misunderstandings due to mistrust. The second quarter of this year, the months of March, April, May, are specific to the occupied 12th, 1st and 2nd houses of Taurus. Overall, however, the planets are well distributed throughout the year in the Taurus astrological chart. However, the 12th and 1st houses are the most affected during these months. The second quarter can therefore encourage the bull to be more open. However, it also means searching for answers to previous conflicts that you now want to resolve with your partner. Love is also closely connected with good family relationships, which the prediction predicts for most of the year. However, the forecast will still focus on previous astrological transits, which also mean your talents' connection with your partners. If you are thinking about a joint venture or a project, this period of this year is ideal for these decisions. Be careful though this year. A classic manifestation of a strong occupation by the planets of the 12th house, the 𝙃𝙚𝙖𝙡𝙯, occurs in the month of March, and in the first half of April there is a feeling of depression, anxiety. Since Mercury is also present at these moments, you should be careful when communicating with your partner. Even one word can cause disaster, underlines the Taurus annual love and partnership prediction. The favorable position of Venus helps you manage unpleasant feelings again, so you may not even feel them. If so, pay more attention to your partner, spend more time in the arms of nature. April and May are the months when Taurus is sensitive to any criticism. However, you should care about your partner's feelings with the same care as your own. Be interested in what is bothering your partner, what awaits him in the near future. Don't be swayed by taking criticism of yourself from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Do not transfer emotions from the workplace or negative energy from unbalanced family relationships or bad colleagues into the home, strongly advises the annual Taurus forecast. The first half of the year ends with the month of June, which is oriented towards building better family relationships. In June, however, Taurus also deals with work and finances, not only with personal relationships. The prediction predicts that the final month of the first half of Taurus will not surprise with anything new in a long-lasting relationship. If so, the surprise will only be positive, adds the love prediction. However, more challenging moments await your relationship in the second half of the year. In July, however, Venus is still moving through the 4th house, which means excellent conditions for every Taurus who wants to enjoy peace in the family. The household is cleansed of negative energy. You focus on the beautiful little things. July is also an ideal time for a family vacation. Nothing blocks the moments that you can now enjoy exactly to your taste, describes the Taurus love forecast. Periods without any news, moments when nothing significant happens, appear in August. That is, mainly in relation to the love of Taurus. So you don't have to worry about anything. But on the other hand, you will not expect particularly surprising news related to the ongoing relationship of Taurus. August is a month of peace and a period when Taurus can fully focus on self-development and personal growth. This kind of relationship with oneself is recommended by the year-round Taurus forecast. If you are wondering which is the calmest month of the year, it is August. Similar feelings accompany Taurus during September and the opening days of October. Retrograde Pluto is in its last phase of action. It is centered on the 9th house of Taurus. In this period, Taurus is identified with its opinions and attitudes. The excellent nature of each Taurus is also manifested, which is an excellent parent, partner, and also a source of information. This is how you help your loved ones to understand what you feel and how you look at the world. Your relationships find a new level of understanding. You know what problems forehead wrinkles cause you in a relationship. And what is more important, you know how to deal with them, describes the retrograde action of Pluto-Taurus forecast. In October comes the period when the 7th house is also occupied. House of love, partnerships. These days, Mercury moves in this position along with Mars. He will also focus on the partnership house. The most beautiful period for Taurus love, which is enriched with beautiful news, romance and solving problems, are the days from the beginning of October to the first days of November. Which month is the luckiest for Taurus love? October. In these days, some Taurus will also reach the desired milestones related to the relationship, a shift in the relationship, an addition to the family, calming of bad energies. Love forecast Taurus advises you to fully enjoy this month in the arms of your beloved partner and those you love. Your ruler Venus is settled in the 5th house. This makes the bull not only a passionate partner, but also a great parent. Spontaneous expressions of love and intimacy are specific to this position of Venus. The energy that comes from the 2 planets in the 7th house is noticeable. It soothes, strengthens, moves. The power of understanding enriches relationships. This position of the planets gives Taurus courage and hope in any relationship. But Mars strongly points to problems in unbalanced relationships. Those Taurus who encounter violence or psychological blackmail in their relationship must take steps to remedy these days, warns the annual prediction for the year Taurus. Mars gives you courage. Solve problems, don't ignore them, underlines the Taurus prediction. December is a continuation of favorable days. Venus also enters the 7th house. In December, it is occupied only by Venus, your ruler. Venus is strongly connected to Taurus and thus emphasizes the stability and depth of the relationship. The attraction of Taurus is multiplied. Good contact with the environment ensures excellent relationships not only in your partner life. Relationships with the environment are a symbol of balance, friendship, self-confidence. The end of the year is therefore one of the most beautiful periods in the love of Taurus, adds the prediction for the 2nd Taurus sign. Annual prediction for single Taurus. The year means certain opportunities for the single Taurus, but also complications related to your inner self and former relationship. At the beginning of the year, Venus in the 12th house comes to the fore, which causes deepening of secrets and solitude. A single Taurus feels pressure from the environment. Disappointment in love will appear from the past, which still troubles you from time to time. This aspect can block your opportunities to get to know yourself and someone new. The first 3 months of the year are the period when the unmarried Taurus tries to establish a relationship mainly with himself. You know that building a strong and durable box is very difficult in times of grief. However, more harmonious aspects will also come. It is not always easy to manage the period when you desire favor and love that you do not receive. The love prediction therefore recommends that you focus on yourself at the beginning of the year. Exercise, educate yourself, move forward spiritually. You will do a lot for yourself if your thinking is set in the right direction. These weeks are excellent for meditation, building self-confidence, and achieving your own goals. In the first 3 months, Venus passes through the 11th, 12th, and 1st houses. Therefore, the emotions of Taurus are very strong, but on the other hand, they can also be controlled subconsciously. Start a fight with sadness by consciously setting your mind on positive impulses, advises in the introduction of the Taurus forecast. In April, the focus is on finances and personal security. Those single Tauruses who are only looking for material security in a relationship should be careful. True love will not come into your life, but you will be charmed by someone who is in a high social position. However, be aware that such a relationship is not only beneficial for your wallet. It is also advantageous for the other party, who will use this relationship for their own pleasure. Before you start a relationship out of calculation, be aware of all the pros and cons that will gradually emerge in this relationship, advises prediction for April to May. In June, the single Taurus focuses on family. You build and strengthen family relationships. The advantage is that the family is now a support for you. You don't have to face criticism or comments about your life. Everything seems to be in balance in a single relationship. You thus fully enjoy the harmonization of family relationships. This position of your ruler will start a much more interesting period of this year ahead of you, says the accurate prediction. Summer is a guarantee of rest for every Taurus, not excluding single Taurus. He can also enjoy interesting astrological transits that will enrich you with new experiences. The Taurus relationship prediction does not immediately speak of a fateful love meeting. More about passionate and intense meetings that you will remember for a long time. Since the prediction also predicts short-term relationships for Taurus, you should think about prevention and caution related to these short-term romances, warns the most accurate health prediction. July and August are interesting months. Prediction not only predicts short-term romances aimed at intimate pleasure, but also romantic plots at work. Taurus, be careful about budding relationships. The prediction warns of love triangles. They rob you not only of your good reputation. Caution is required for any Taurus who may now succumb to a short-term setback. And so, he can get entangled in relationships that do not have a long-term perspective, says the Taurus annual prediction. As with taken and single Taurus, the most beautiful period of love is the end of the year. September, October, November, and December will present themselves in full glory. The position of the ruler is more than favorable for Taurus decisions and for budding relationships. In addition, Taurus is gifted with many opportunities from astrological aspects that will connect you with someone interesting. You radiate the strongest attraction during October. However, this month tends to lead you to high expectations. Therefore, the prediction advises you to keep your feet firmly on the ground so that you do not make unrealistic demands from new relationships. Focus on real values and also on the fact that love is a two-way affair that needs to be worked on over time. Thanks to your charm, you establish new relationships almost at every turn. You discover the power of originality and uniqueness, which also admires you. Similar vibrations are also carried with Taurus in the months of November and December, which, however, also intertwine with an unexpected material gain, which will please the indefatigable Taurus. Establishes a strong and stable emotional bond with someone, says the most accurate forecast. In these moments, you can also consider importing a pet, if you haven't done so yet. You tend to spend more when it comes to entertainment, but that's not a problem with a single Taurus. Treat yourself to a trip or a good dinner. In these months, you enjoy the liberation of the spirit, the self-expression you need. The year is essentially stable. From self-discovery at the beginning of the year, you are moving to more demanding months. They test your resistance to meaningless relationships that are beneficial only on one side. These months are finished with rest or vacation. Thus comes the end of the year, which is full of love, well-being, understanding, and, above all, new meetings, adds the prediction for single Tauruses for the year. Taurus family and friends forecast. The basic support of the right family and friendly relationships of Taurus is understanding and tolerance. Retrograde planets Mercury and Mars, which are in the last phase of action, also affect family relationships at the beginning of this year. Taurus now has many acceptances, which are also related to family relationships and friendship. However, due to arguments against criticism, you may encounter misunderstandings and quarrels in January, which will affect Taurus' entry into the year. In March, Taurus feels neurotic. The world around you distracts you from true values. You are slowly leaving the safe haven of mental isolation, from which an important problem or request from a friend or family member can break you out. A person born under the sign of Virgo, Scorpio, or Pisces will be an excellent friend for you this year. In these three signs, Taurus finds the strongest support and understanding, describes the relationship forecast. In the first part of the year, the prediction says that Taurus will be tormented by their own internal conflicts. These are related, among other things, to family relationships. Tears from the past are still bothering you, and you haven't found a way to fix it yet. The prediction says that this kind of energy exhausts Taurus at the beginning of the year. Suppression of issues related to your past must be resolved. First of all, communication about problems is necessary. Secondly, a constructive solution. Look for solutions together with those you love, recommends the accurate relationship forecast. The following months are more favorable in relation to family and friendly relations. In May, the first astrological house of Taurus is occupied, which speaks of the need for patience and self-control. From this, it is clear that there will be some misunderstandings that you will face. However, thanks to the appropriate position of the astrological aspects, the prediction does not predict storms that would affect you deeply. Thanks to the occupation of the first house, cooperation with family or friends can be extremely useful for you. Your family asks for the most attention during the summer of this year. The months of June, July, and August are those that Taurus enjoys. Family relationships are also improving and harmonious energies are felt all around your sign. Some Taurus can start joint projects with their family: construction, purchase, renovation. Other Taurus should focus on family celebrations, which you can also be the organizer of. The prediction says that you won't spoil a family celebration or even a small gathering during these weeks. You will help a certain friend. It will solve a big problem. Thanks to you, he will be able to find a viable way to solve it. The friendship prediction says that it is very likely that these problems will come from the sign of Pisces, Aries, or from the Capricorn, Libra sign. The strongest friendships require patience and good advice. And you will be reminded of this fact especially in July and August. Prediction of friendly relationships for the sign Taurus for the year warns Taurus about close relationships with the signs Scorpio and Leo. These relationships are complicated, they are disturbed. Misunderstanding the needs, demands, or emotions of one of these signs can even cost you a good reputation. Gossip should be taboo for Taurus throughout the year. However, the prediction strongly warns against gossiping about the signs Leo or Scorpio. This applies to friendly relationships, but also to those in the workplace, adds forecast. In August, one of your close relationships may become more serious. If you are a single Taurus, don't miss the opportunity to get to know the other person's soul. In the case of entered bulls, in general, restraint in this regard is recommended in August. Especially if it is someone you consider a close friend. The annual forecast points out that the complications that you could cause by such behavior in August would haunt you for a long time to come. You also can't stop the past from popping up in your mind from time to time. It can happen in the final months. That's when many a Taurus struggles with thoughts of the past, and you also struggle with finding a way to settle relationships. Family relationships are harmonious at the end of the year. December is even an excellent month for any family gatherings that will please not only Taurus, but also family members born in other zodiac signs. To avoid unpleasantness during this year, look for the strength to forgive in your heart. Remember to listen patiently to the problems of others. So, yours will be heard as well. Take an interest in friends regularly. Don't neglect building better relationships, even if you sometimes feel exhausted by the world. Carefully cultivate new friendships that come mainly in the second part of the year. Cherish old friendships as the most priceless treasure, advises the most accurate Taurus forecast. Don't forget that even though your family may face some problems at the beginning of the year, you will still be able to handle them thanks to being in it together. Therefore, the main keyword of the prediction for family relationships is understanding. This becomes the most powerful weapon against negative energies in your home or in the household of your family. Taurus forecast for work and money. In the first 3 months of this year, the Sun moves through the 10th, 11th, and 12th houses of Taurus. In January, the Sun, Saturn, and on certain days the planet Venus moves through the 10th house. In January, the position of Venus, your ruler, gives you the gift of diplomatic dealings. You know exactly who to talk to, and you cooperate not only with people with whom cooperation is natural for you. You get into new spheres of cooperation, maybe even into new collectives. New ideas and new energy in your job can also take your creativity to a new level. Those bulls who are involved in the real estate business, in art, or in any creative activity are particularly successful. Astrological transits at the beginning of this year give strength to bulls who work with people or take care of the household. You can multitask more efficiently and have enough energy to get things done. In February, you gain advantages, thanks to your sociable nature. The position of your ruler in the February astrology chart says that you find satisfaction in society in any social event that awaits you in the second month of this year. New meetings will enrich you with new contacts. These will be very beneficial for your career. You are trying to penetrate the upper layers of society, and in February you will succeed thanks to new acquaintances. You may get an opportunity that cannot be refused. The first months of this year seem to be beneficial for Taurus career. However, the work and finance forecast warns you to forget gossiping at work, slandering or judging the lives of others behind their backs. Gossip won't benefit your energy or your reputation. The prediction strongly points out the behavior of Taurus, which could rob him of a good position in society. For those bulls who work in the household, the prediction recommends saving more as soon as the year arrives. This year may seem more financially demanding than the previous period. In the second half of March, Mercury, Saturn, and the Sun enter the 12th astrological house Taurus. This position of 3 planets can mean recognition for your past achievements. Taurus strives for perfection. He tries to make everything according to his ideas. Now is the best time to finish all the tasks that have been done. If you're thinking about starting a business, you may have already taken steps to get your dream off the ground. If not, don't rush yet. The year will present you with better opportunities for starting a business than the first 3 months of the year. You will want to spend a lot of time alone at the end of the first quarter, says Taurus forecast. Even if you find satisfaction in your work, you still feel that maybe you are not where you want to be. Certain bulls will have to face nervousness and depression in their current employment, under the weight of the duties of the first months. However, if you want to change jobs, wait a little longer. Students may have some problems with exams in March. And in school in general, because a student born under the sign of Taurus has trouble reacting to changes and news. But it concerns all Taurus, not only students. Any news that the first quarter of this year will bring you may be unpleasant for you. However, the prediction reminds that they can be beneficial for your future, so take them as part of your life. Around April 10th, Venus enters the second house. This extremely favorable position of Venus will provide Taurus with interesting financial opportunities. He remains in this house until the beginning of May. The prediction describes this position of Venus as connecting Taurus with the material world. Now you love beauty more than ever, and you know how to rate beautiful things that you also want to buy. Venus in the second astrological house means the accumulation of material means that will appear in your life for your hard, previous work. It is in the month of April and the beginning of May that Taurus can expect extraordinary financial improvement. Overall, the energy of Taurus is mainly oriented towards solving finances. Every bull wants to treat himself to something nice. However, the prediction warns, do not spend a large amount of money on things that you will tire of later. If you are thinking of buying a property, these months may be suitable for this big life step. Some Taurus decide for a major or minor renovation. The prediction advises you to proceed with renovation or small changes in the home during this period. For single Taurus people, it is important not to try to impress the objects of their interest only with financial prosperity. The financial prediction for the year for the sign Taurus also talks about this. From May 15th, Mercury ends blocking communication skills due to retrograde movement. From this date, it is located in the third house of Taurus. For Taurus, it represents an opportunity to talk about literally everything. You are now gifted in communication. This is your powerful weapon not only in employment. This position of Mercury, which also connects with the Sun in the third astrological house, is extremely favorable. Thanks to these astrological aspects, students born under the sign of Taurus also do well. You have a very active way of thinking, which helps you study and make decisions. Some Taurus will be sent on a business trip during this period. Go on this journey with joy, because the favorable position of the planets predicts success and the right motivation. Every Taurus can now push their ideas forward. You are proactive. The power of the planet Mercury in the third house of astrology is manifested through the achievements of each Taurus. Such strong energies persist until the first half of the month of June. So, when is the best time to start a business or for new projects? The answer is the summer months of this year, the position of astrological aspects from June to August. Then the prediction talks about extremely beneficial energies that are directed towards the career of every Taurus. For example, the position of Mercury and Mars in the fifth astrological house means more aggressive but faster advancement in employment. Every Taurus who is charmed by someone in their work should be careful. During this period, the position of Mercury and Mars evokes interesting energies that are associated not only with great work opportunities, but also with love affairs. The annual prediction also classifies this forecast as a work and finance forecast, because any affairs at work can seriously disrupt the future development of your work. Mars, which resides in the fifth astrological house these days, gives you enough energy to handle social events. It gives you creativity, energy, and intelligence that is beneficial in everything you do. The artistic side of the personality evoked by the position of these two planets in the fifth house can inspire Taurus working in the household to make a certain change. If you want to attract favorable and positive energies to your home or office in this year, get yellow accessories. It supports your creativity and intelligence. It emphasizes the strength and warmth of your home. The prediction for the second half of this year with regard to work and finances recommends every Taurus to be satisfied even with small things. Enjoy everything astrological aspects will bring you in the year's second half. From August, you have the opportunity to travel and get to know the culture of other countries. The Taurus prediction predicts journeys not only for work, but also for private ones. Don't be afraid to spend money on experiences and rest, which is necessary for better work performance in the future. Rest mainly during the month of August. The transits do not predict any exceptional changes in the life of Taurus. This is a favorable forecast especially for those Taurus who want to take a break from their duties. In the summer months, the Taurus is not afraid of business or risk. Taurus who loves gambling should be careful in this regard. These months will test your resistance to spending excessive amounts of money on nonsense. Avoid any gambling that could endanger your wallet and a large amount of finances, warns the Taurus financial forecast. These activities can lead Taurus to ruin. During September, even in the first days of October, every Taurus feels the movement of Mars and the Sun through the 6th house. This arrangement gives you a significant amount of energy. You can literally feel the driving force that Mars lends Taurus to any work-related activities. The aforementioned astrological and aspects that will take place in September and the beginning of October are the last major milestone in the career of Taurus. If you want to make a big change in your work, now is the time. A Taurus considering a job change has thought through his next steps well in the previous months. You can make big changes in the month of September and in the beginning of October, especially if you feel a big disharmony in your work. The 9th and 10th months are also the most important months for unemployed Taurus, who now receive a large number of opportunities. In the previous months, it was essential to create a good resume and send it to the places that interest you. Now you can also rely on the energy from the universe to help you show your positive and strong personality outwardly. Thanks to this, you will impress at every job interview with your honesty and reliability. These keywords are noticeable for every Taurus. Your reliability, quick work commitment, and pace help you in every decision related to your work. Do you want a change at work? You can do it right now. November and December will no longer manifest themselves in any extraordinary way in the employment of Taurus. During December, the planets are happily aligned precisely with regard to finances, which can pleasantly surprise. You don't even have to worry about December shopping. They won't break your budget. However, do not make decisions about big purchases at the end of the year, because your decisions can be influenced by emotions, and you need to make rational decisions about finances. The end of this year mainly belongs to love and moments spent with friends. Therefore, every Taurus should take a break from hard work. Find time for your loved ones. The work prediction recommends that you spend the final month of the year with your loved ones. In employment, you should complete all tasks before the end of October 2023. If there are any unexpected tasks, you can tackle them. But the prediction predicts that you will have plenty of time in the coming year as well. As for finances, the prediction warns you against gambling, which could really hurt you financially in this year. Taurus health forecast. To begin with, the prediction defines the previous period for Taurus as the months when Taurus dragged persistent health problems with them. In this year, it is necessary to solve problems, not to keep pushing ahead. The Taurus forecast also talks about the wrong habits of certain Tauruses. They will have to proceed with a small, and some Taurus even with a complex change in diet and habits. The Taurus prediction warns that the wrong way of life can cause Taurus to gain weight. If you don't want to gain weight, try to move more. The health prediction at the beginning of the year also discusses the stronger occupation of the 12th astrological house. The latter can upset the balance of your zodiac sign and make you worry and even feel anxious and depressed. Challenging first months of this year await most Tauruses in terms of mental health. At the beginning of the year, Taurus will experience a loss of energy. The way to overcome more difficult problems is to be interested in the lives of others. Be interested in how you can help people who need understanding and a helping hand. The decline of positive energy regarding health will peak in the month of March. In terms of health, this month is a harbinger of problems not physical, but psychological. Pay more attention to your family, loved ones. Go out into nature, move. More movement will also release stress hormones from your body. Also, don't forget to get enough rest, which is the essence of a healthy psychological shell of a person. The Taurus prediction says that it is easy to go inward. Succumbing to negative thoughts, running inward, not going out into the world. But is this the right solution for supporting your own health? The prediction advises Taurus to engage in any service for others. Charity work will open your mind and especially your heart. It will support your positive outlook on the world. And most importantly, your good feeling about yourself. Don't forget that if you need peace and quiet in the first part of the year, don't resist it. However, balance the time spent alone, meditating or thinking with moments of active rest. When you are around the type of person who forces you to do something, your body cannot wean. For a better mental condition, the Taurus prediction recommends that they avoid toxic people, even the one that robs you of energy. During May, your astrological ruler moves through the third house. This period means more relaxation and respite from dark thoughts. You are in a position where you realize yourself through communication. Conversation with family and friends gives you joy that you haven't felt in a long time. You are on the right track to developing the health of your soul. Involve your closest family members in this journey. The Taurus prediction advises regarding the psychological health of Taurus. In the summer months of this year, a drastic change in eating habits awaits several bulls. Unfortunately, after most, this change turns out to be bad. Taurus more often indulges in fast food and unhealthy, oversalted food. In this regard, the prediction reminds us of the risks that arise from improper eating in this year: weight gain, worsening of physical health problems, loss of energy. If you indulge in unhealthy food, at least move more, advises the forecast. But in any case, avoid regularity in this unhealthy lifestyle, which you will be close to in the summer of this year. The health prediction strongly warns against the lack of certain vitamins in your diet. Since the Taurus diet should be balanced, it is obvious that on some days you will cause a deficit of important vitamins by eating the wrong food. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Monitor the vitamin content in the diet. Even vegetable juices or smoothies can help you with the decline of energy this year. In a certain way, the health prediction Taurus is also a warning against the consequences of short romances with Taurus. Be careful and protect yourself, especially if you are a single Taurus who succumbs to short-term, passionate encounters in the summer. Protection is necessary, the prediction underlines, if you do not want to deal with the consequences of your behavior in the future. The position of Mars lends you a tendency to impulsive behavior, so be careful about your decisions, warns the summer Taurus forecast. In the following period, the prediction also warns of injuries and car accidents. Attention dear Taurus in August and September. You feel that nothing can happen to you, thanks to the position of retrograde Mercury in the 5th house, which gives a false sense of security. Driving under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or invasive medications should be absolutely excluded for a Taurus. Be aware that you are vulnerable even in situations that you evaluate as safe. In any case, it is now advisable to increase caution towards your own health. In this month, the chronic illness of Taurus can also get worse, so take your medicine as you have it. In the case of long-term treatment, it is now more important than ever to use the prescribed medicines correctly, adds the prediction for the year. You must support your immunity and the immunity of family members at the end of the year. You will face minor illnesses that will also affect members of your household. A proper, balanced diet and plenty of rest are important now. November and December are the months that will put the greatest strain on your physical health. Even your children, partner, or other family can be affected by the energy you radiate, which is influenced by the environment. If you are around sick people, your health may also be at risk, warns the devastating yearly Taurus forecast. Digestive problems may appear in December. Viral diseases will hit you the hardest in November. So, there are times when it will be very important how well you support your and your family's immunity. Vegetables should now appear on your plate. Cabbage, avocado, oranges, tangerines and herbal teas can help the bull overcome many health problems at the end of this year. To support health throughout the year, it is also advisable to use exercise with your body and soul. For Taurus, it is essential to work with the chakras. At the beginning of the year, you are surrounded by life questions about who you are and where you are going. Therefore, you need to work with the solar plexus chakra, which will guide you in the right way to find the right answers to these questions. Taurus will try to grow during the year, and that in different areas of life. A healthy solar plexus chakra helps to support the right decisions and the right direction in your life path. It will strengthen your self-confidence and self-discipline. If this chakra is in the right harmony for Taurus, life will be easier for Taurus, says the annual forecast. So how to feel better in this year? How to tame a blocked chakra, which is important for every Taurus. You can use aromatherapy and yellow accessories. The previous labor and financial prediction Taurus, which recommends enriching the household with a rich yellow color, has already talked about them. It will give you more optimism and unlock your self-expression. During the year, you will bring mental well-being by listening to others and helping those who need love, protection and security, adds the Taurus health prediction for the whole year. Dear friends, this was an overview of the year 2023. Listen to predictions for others, and find out more facts about the year and its effects on your friends, family members, and you. Horoscope and Divination wish you all the best in this stunning year. According to Chinese astrology, 2023 is the year of Water Rabbit, when good things are coming. Listen to Chinese Horoscopes 2023 as well and be ready for this year. Subscribe to our channel for more information from the zodiac world. Remember to support us by subscription. In the description below, you will find links for all essential horoscopes. Know yourself better with the Horoscope Divination site, with free horoscopes and tarot readings. Wish you all the best in 2023.